Welcome to the WHHI News. I'm Ellie McNair. Here's a look at your headlines. No new reports of any more monkeys returning to the Alpha Genesis research site in Yemassee, but the situation has drawn the interest of Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Mace has written a letter to the National Institutes of Health and the U.S. Department of Agriculture, raising what she calls urgent concerns regarding federal oversight of Alpha Genesis. The company has received more than $110 million in government contracts over the last 15 years. Mace is asking for a briefing on the status of all active contracts and the results of inspections of Alpha Genesis's operations. The company has been warned during past inspections about the care of its monkeys. Well, if you've been to a town council meeting in Bluffton or Hilton Head the last few years, you know about Skip Hoagland. If he is at a meeting, he's going to talk and stretch the rules of decorum to the limit. He's been fined, he's been let out of meetings by law enforcement, and recently he was sentenced to 5 days in the Beaufort County Jail in an attempt to rein him in. Even at that hearing, which resulted in the jail sentence, Hoagland was defiant, repeatedly interrupting the judge. Hoagland says he'll continue to appear in public meetings to speak about perceived corruption. Now here's a switch. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, wants your help. It actually wants to hire South Carolina residents to help process all the claims it receives. The agency has openings for a civil rights specialist, several hazard mitigation positions, an IT specialist, and more. You don't have to be an expert to apply. FEMA says many applicants just want to help their communities following a disaster. As Congress reconvenes for its lame duck session, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is moving up the power ladder. He's been elected by his peers to be the chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, tasked with candidate recruitment and fundraising to keep the new Senate majority in Republican hands through the 2026 election cycle. He's also likely to become the chairman of the Senate Banking Committee in the next session, which begins in January. Well, if you happen to see something that looks kind of like a bluish purple deflated balloon on one of our area beaches, stay away from it. It could be a poisonous Portuguese man of war. There have been reports of them washing onto our beaches lately. Even if it is dead, its sting can cause severe pain and serious adverse reactions. Now, they're usually found during the cooler months after being pushed ashore by strong winds. If you'd like more information about these stories and more, be sure to visit the news sources on your screen, and be sure to check us out on Facebook, X, and Instagram. We'd always love to hear from you. If you have a story idea, you can email us at news@WHHITV.com. And now with sports, here he is, Justin Jarrett.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by LocoSports.com. And it's once again time for area high school football teams to put their season on the line and rep the Loco in the playoffs. The first round of the South Carolina High School League playoffs kicks off tonight and hits full swing Friday night, and we even have a Lowco-on-Lowco rivalry rematch in round one. The Bluffton Bobcats will look to bounce back from Friday's lopsided loss to Hilton Head, and they should have running back Kordell Holley back in the lineup when they welcome the May River Sharks to the Den to pick up where they left off 2 weeks ago. The Bobcats eked out a 24-21 win in the tank on November 1st, and the stakes are even higher this time around. Elsewhere in Class 4A, the Hilton Head Seahawks will host their first playoff game since 2019 when they clashed with Crestwood in the Nest, and Beaufort High gets a new lease on a frustrating season with an at-large berth and a shot at knocking off top-seeded Hartsville on the road. Battery Creek faces a tough task in Class 3A with a trip to number 4 Dillon, an uphill climb without injured quarterback Chase Olson, while both Whale Branch and Hampton County earned home games in Class 2A. The Warriors will take on Kingstree and Seabrook, while Woodland travels to Varnville for a renewal of a former region rivalry with the Hurricanes. Hardyville heads to third-ranked Lakeview to open the Class 1A playoffs tonight, while Ridgeland hosts Scotts Branch on Friday. We're already into the semifinals in the Skeeza brackets, and a trio of Loco squads are still in the hunt. Hilton Head Christian Academy travels to Wilson Hall for a rematch of last year's Class 3A title game, while Thomas Hayward hosts Dorchester Academy and Beaufort Academy travels to Williamsburg Academy in the 1A semifinals. Join us tonight for Loco Pigskin Live, when we'll break down every playoff game involving Loco teams Friday night. We're streaming live at 9:30 p.m. on the Loco Media Network. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Great, Justin. And here's your forecast. Who has it? Maria Soden. Maria?
Thanks, Allie. Yep, so taking a look ahead. After all that rain we got, we are going to be seeing clear skies and plenty of sunshine throughout the rest of this week and into next week. So taking a look at Friday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy. It's going to stay clear into the evening. Hilton Head's going to have a high 67, a low of 53. Bluffton's going to have a high 68, a low of 52. And Beaufort's going to have a high 68 and a low of 52. The sunrise for Friday is going to be at 6:52 and sunset's going to be at 5:23. Taking a look at the tides, high tide's going to be at 8:21 a.m. and low tide's going to be at 3:30 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, a little bit into next week, Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be sunny with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. Lows are going to be in the 50s. Then come Monday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy. The temperature's going to go up just a little bit. High's going to be in the low 70s. Lows are going to be in the 50s. That's it for your Low Country Crawl Spaces weather. Let's head it back to the desk.
Great, Maria. When we come back, we'll find out about 2 organizations in Bluffton that are making sure everyone has a turkey on their holiday table. Stay right there.